oh my god, it was the worst pain ever. I ripped one of the stitches and the pain was something else. I almost died.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Ritz, and today I'm joined here with
Rez.
So today we're going to be doing a video on things that happened to us, or mainly Rez, after she gave birth, so postpartum, that we feel like people don't really talk about. We did do a video that was
labour and delivery.
Yeah, the labour and delivery story.
That's different to postpartum though. Postpartum is basically, in other words, a lot of women say the 4th trimester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because a woman go through a lot in the after they give birth, and it doesn't finish after you give birth. So
we're going to be talking about that, which we haven't talked about. It's been nearly 6 months since our child's been born. It's been over 5 months, not 6 months quite yet.
Not
maybe
6 months, yeah.
When this video comes out, I don't know. It doesn't happen to everyone,
but most women, like 90% I'd say, go through a lot after postpartum, but like it's not really talked about. Or like when I was pregnant and I wanted to find out more about like what I can do to like heal, realistic things, or like what people can go through and stuff, I didn't really find a lot of videos on that. But I did find videos on like, you know, trimesters and what people go through pregnancies and like what you should do and stuff, but not really much about postpartum. We're just gonna say what basically we went through, just to give you guys an idea of what can happen basically.
Yes, so after Rez gave birth, I really thought maybe just 2-3 weeks should be fine, should be going back to normal, fully
I genuinely
recovered.
thought that too though.
Yeah.
You don't have much information on it from other people.
Oh, what's this? I'll let it go to that.
No, that's coconut then.
Oh. I hope you guys can't hear it, but there's like some baby videos going in the background.
We've got nice sensory videos in the back.
Okay, so after Rez gave birth, we didn't come home for another like 8 days. So 2 weeks after that, so like 3 weeks after giving birth, what happened?
So we got home and I still couldn't really sit properly, walk properly. I was like walking like a slug because I had episiotomy, so the stitches. I couldn't sit properly. I used to literally like, I don't even know how I used to sit, but like when I was sitting down to eat and stuff, it would be very difficult. That first week I just thought like, okay, I should be better in like another 1 or 2 weeks. The stitches were really rough to like just do everything around, like sitting up and feeding the baby, or that would be hard too, like just normal day-to-day stuff. It'd be quite hard, but I had Ritz home to do a lot of like the hard work. I did a lot of movements in my hands, and anyway, after like in the 2nd week of being home, I got a urine infection, and then with that, people go through a lot of stuff. Like it could be really serious, or it could just be like little minor symptoms, but I get like the worst of the worst when I do get it, and I've had it quite a few times, and this time it was quite bad. I had like a lot of pains, I couldn't eat, I was vomiting constantly, and I didn't know what it was. The vomiting was on and off.
It's kind of like your first trimester.
It was almost like my first trimester, yeah. Like I couldn't really get out of bed much. I couldn't eat or drink properly. I was vomiting everything out, literally. It was so weird. I was like, oh no, I thought it was over. Like, why is this happening now again? Like, I'm going through so much now. Like, this time it was harder because I have a baby to look after and feed, and like, you know, I have to like be eating right. It was quite hard. After a while, I think this went on for like 2 months, and then I know some people would say like, oh, why didn't you go to a doctor straight away? I didn't, because it was like an on and off thing. So 1 week I'd be so bad, and like after you give birth, yeah, you don't know what's normal, like for your body to happen. Like I had a blood clot, like a really big blood clot, and that is something I went to the doctor with straight away because I got scared. I know that that's not really, it's normal, but it's not normal if it's too like big. But it only happened once, and I did visit the doctors for that, so that was one of the things. And like I've heard so many people say like, you don't know what's normal and what's not. To be honest, like anything that happens after birth, it could literally be normal, it could be something like life-threatening. So when like I was getting these pains on the side and stuff, and like I couldn't eat, I was constantly vomiting, I just thought like this is just like me healing maybe. Like I just need to like keep up with like the eating, drinking and stuff. And like I said, the vomiting was on and off, so it wasn't like it was like I would get it for like a few days and then it would stop, and for a week I would be like like kind of okay. I would like be able to get up like a little bit, I'd have a little tiny bit more energy, eat a little bit, and then I'd go back to like having lots of pains where I'd have to take pain medication like to control the pain, using hot water bowls and stuff. It's bent, innit?
Yeah, it doesn't look straight. I was just looking like.
So after like 2 months of this pain on and off, I was suffering so much. Oh my god, I really should have went to the doctors earlier.
But they said take paracetamol.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, after like a month of happening, I did make an appointment with the doctors, and then I can't even remember what the hell they said, but she just said like take paracetamol.
They said take paracetamol, and in between when it gets worse, ibuprofen.
Yeah. So I continued to do that, and then obviously I went back down the hill again, and like I started vomiting again, and like the pain started like increasing more. So like yeah, it was like a good 2 months of like proper hardcore like pain, vomiting, not being able to get out of bed, not being able to eat properly. I lost so much weight. Like family around us were like, what happened to you? Like, why have you lost so much weight and stuff? I wasn't getting enough sleep. Obviously sleep deprivation is like real after your newborn, especially in the first like month or two. Well, actually a lot of people say that the newborn sleep a lot, but ours, like after the 1 month mark hit, like his sleep was out the window. There was no sleep for us. I was waking up every 1.5 hours to feed him, and he was not exclusively breastfed at that point. He still kind of isn't. We try to sleep in a bottle here and there. Now he's doing worse with bottles, but before, like, he used to be able to like take bottles a bit better. He was a bit better. So him waking up wanting to feed every 1.5 hours was strange because he wasn't exclusively breastfed. So that was a bit strange. For full 2 months, like, we went through so much. Ritz went through a lot. Like, he had to do everything in the house by himself. He kind of now is, but like now I can like wash up here and there, like, or sometimes like when you want to eat something we can cook together and stuff. But before I could not do anything. I would like, he would have to cook, he would have to like, when I needed like sleep, when he got to the morning, like he would have to come back from night shift, he'd have to look after him, like just so I could get my sleep and stuff, like because I was dying because of everything that was going on, and then couldn't really do much. So that first 2 months was like hell. When the 3-month mark hit, I feel like I was still going through stuff, like I was still healing, but I feel like that's when my stitching and everything like got better.
Didn't they give you medicine at that point?
Yeah, after the 2-month mark hit, they got me to come in. Usually this is like an online consultation thingy, so they got me to come in. They gave me like antibiotics and stuff because it was an infection. That's what we found out. So I did get like a little bit better after that, but I did have like pains here and there still, which is quite strange. We were getting a bit more better with like baby. It is so hard to adjust with a newborn, especially when it's your first. It is like so hard. And
our baby boy was born really small as well. Now we have a problem where he just drools, so we have to change his clothes because he drools. Whereas before we had to change the outfit because the nappy kept leaking and there was no way that the nappy was fitting. It was just like the smallest nappy that's like this big would just leak.
It doesn't matter who put it on, like me, my mom, him, the nurse, like it would always leak, and then I'd have to get up like 3-4 times in the night time and change him at least twice throughout the whole night.
Alright, so I'm gonna say what I went through as a guy. So in the beginning, after Rez gave birth, I was thinking like, she didn't have a C-section. Obviously she still went through a lot, but she didn't have a C-section. Maybe she'll be able to walk a bit better and stuff like that. But I had to do a lot more. Like I had to cook, I had to clean, I had to do a lot of things, and it pushed me to like learn how to cook things. I think I started cooking different things. I was good at grilled chicken and stuff like that, but I started cooking more variety of different things. It was really difficult to cook for Rez because I'll cook for myself, but a lot of the things that I eat you don't eat, so it was a bit difficult. And then somehow, even though there's no one running around, there's always like mess piling up.
Yeah, it's because when you have a baby, your baby is priority. You don't have time to, oh, let's put this back where it belongs, you know. You literally put something to the side, like, okay, I'll put that away, but then you never get around to doing it.
Yeah, especially the kitchen area, it became very hard to clean. It's like you just, okay, he's crying, just leave the plate, and then it just piles up, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then especially if your parents give you lots of food. So our parents gave us a lot of food. It was really good, obviously, we really appreciate it. But when it came to washing the containers, it was like stack it up, and it's like, oh, who's gonna wash this? But especially when it's curry, all my agents know how hard it is to wash those containers. But yeah, I had to do a lot of the things, and then on top I used to go to work, and as soon as I finish my work I have to come and like prioritize him, and because Rez needs to rest. And then my gym went out the window, so my mental health, it wasn't bad, but it was slowly going downhill. I'm not a gym goer where I'll go 6 times a week, I will bulk up and not what's the word, meal prep, and I'll go crazy, but I go for my sanity.
And I just say, before he was born, Ritz was like, yeah, when he's born, he's sleeping, I'm gonna go gym every day and do this and that. I was like, listen mate, you're not gonna have time, man.
I thought they just sleep. I didn't know they do all this stuff. But yeah, as soon as he was born, it was just work, come back, then him, and then work, and then come back him. Even on my days off, it was like we didn't have time to film. You'll see, if you guys watch this channel, you'll see that as soon as he was born, we filmed for like maybe 2-3 weeks very consistently, and very good content. I would say. He slept. Yeah, and then after that it was like we just disappeared. Yeah, so that became really hard. My mental health went down slowly because of not going to the gym, and then obviously you see like your strength is just going down and everything like that, so it just affects you mentally. Slowly I was able to go to the gym and everything like that. In the first few months it was hard. We always had to keep checking his outfit to make sure it's not wet, because he kept peeing on his outfits and stuff like that. I remember in a Q&A someone asked, like one of the Q&As that we done last, I didn't answer it, but someone asked like, does it get better? Does the feeding every few hours and the changing them every few hours get better? Like, does it stop?
Every baby is different. So for some people it actually gets worse. For us, in this case, I feel like it's gone better. But that's more to do with us getting used to it rather than it getting better. Like, he still literally feeds every 2-ish hours, sometimes even earlier than that. So I feel like we're just a bit more used to it, and we're better at balancing it out. We've got a bit used to like the life kind of thing, but it definitely feels easier. For some people, you can't really trust on people's answers because every baby is different, honestly.
Yeah, for us, I would say it got better. In the beginning, I was so clueless. Like, after he's born, they give you the baby, they leave you in the room, and I'm just like,
oh my god,
now?
Like, I know.
I was like, what now? Like, I can't put these clothes on. I don't know how delicate they are.
After he was born and they gave us, we went to our like little mini ward thingy, and if that nurse didn't come in, we wouldn't even realize like, oh, we have to feed him.
There was a really nice nurse, and she was doing so much. She was looking after him. Obviously,
she really helped.
That's her job, but you could tell she loved her job. I think I've said this before, but she done a really good job, and then he vomited on her. But like, she done a really good job, and we were so clueless.
She told us how much to feed him, how to feed him, how to burp him. Like,
I didn't know about
change him, his nappy, like, she just went over the rough rules and just told us like, okay, so if you need anything, call me, but like, this is how you need to do this, make sure you do this at this time. And like, she was like clicking it in for us a little bit, helping us gather it a bit more. Like, otherwise I feel like we would have like forgot. Like, we
got the clothes, we got the nappies, but we didn't know what to do.
Yeah, we got everything we needed. We just didn't realize like, okay, it's time to feed him, or it's time to change his nappy.
And like, they helped a lot.
So strange.
I was so scared to put clothes on him because I don't know how soft they were.
So tiny. I didn't trust anyone to put clothes on him, and I would do it, and when any of the nurses would like do it a bit roughly, like, I'd get like anxious. Tiny babies, you have to be super careful with them.
So when we say our baby was tiny, he was really tiny. So we've never said how much he was weighing when he was born. So me, when I was born, my mom said that I was 9 pounds on the dot. So 9 pounds on the dot, really big baby. I grew up very fast. I was doing everything early. How much were you born?
I think I was like 8 pounds. I think that's what my mom said. So I was a normal baby too.
That was quite close.
We were both quite normal.
I was a very big baby. She was normal big, I guess.
I was average.
Yeah. So he was born 4.6 pounds, I think. 4.6 pounds, if I'm not wrong.
So under 5 pounds.
Under 5 pounds, and he was very small, very delicate. Everything was like so hard to do. So like the nappies, the outfit changing, and the burping was very hard. He didn't burp. Like, after you feed them, you burp them, like slap their back and burp them. But it was so hard to burp him because like, he just didn't burp. I remember coming from work, all night work. I feed him if it's time to feed him. I love when I used to come from work and it was his feeding time, because I could just feed him and rest for 2 hours. If not, I had to wait, and obviously I don't have a good sleep if I'm waiting. So after feeding him, okay, I fed him, I want to go back to sleep, but then you got to burp them, otherwise they're just fidgety. He did not burp. I spent like 30 minutes maybe sometimes burping him. I put him back down, he gets fidgety, and then by then it's already the next time to feed him. And like, it was so hard. At one point it was really getting really difficult, and at that point they don't have a personality yet. They're not smiling, they're not looking at you, and it's like you're a machine. You're just feeding them and like changing them.
It's a bit harder to connect.
Yeah, it's like,
and like just get with it kind of thing. I'd feel happy to do it kind of thing.
Yeah, when he's smiling at me now and like he looks so happy, like it feels different. It feels like, oh my god, like anything for you. But in the moment, obviously you think anything for you, this is why we're doing it.
Yeah, but in a different way.
It feels like, okay, I don't really know you. It's like
strange.
Yeah, it feels weird. But yeah, that's everything that we went through.
Wait, we didn't mention the stitches.
Oh yeah, Rez went to go back. You didn't have a natural birth, it was an instrument birth.
It was so I thought that it would count as a natural birth, but apparently it's not. It's called an instrumental birth, something like that, because firstly they had to use a cup to help pull him out, and then they had to also do episiotomy on me. So it's not natural. Natural is when they don't use anything when you, apparently. So that made me a bit like, okay. Oh yeah, I also had like a...
What's it called? Epidural?
Epidural.
Does that still count as natural, no?
Oh yeah, because that's pain relief. I don't know what they call natural anymore. I thought what I had was natural, but it's not.
So Rez got stitches.
Anyway, so I got episiotomy, so I had stitches, and then I think there was a time where basically Ritz used to run to his mum's house to eat and stuff, and in between that time I would have to like get him out of the like little... While we were in the hospital. What's it called? The thing he used to sleep in?
Cot?
It wasn't a cot, but you could like wheel it around it.
Okay, it was like a portable cot. Like it had wheels.
So it was like next to me in the bed, and I used to have to sit up, get him and like feed him. One day while I was trying to put him down, Like, oh my god, it was the worst pain ever. I ripped one of the stitches, I think, while leaning over too roughly. I told the nurse to come check it, or midwife or whoever she was, but she was basically in charge on that day. And she came and chatted. She's like, no, it's alright. And she was a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. But she wasn't rude, but she was weird, and like she was a bit sarcastic, and it's like annoying.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you want that, not sympathy, but you want that like
comfort and genuine,
and like sometimes they just don't care. But anyway,
yeah. So I told her to check, like, could you have a look, because they'd come around anyway and ask, like, do you want me to have a look to see if everything's okay? And obviously something happened, and I know something happened. The pain was something else. I almost died. She came to check. She's like, oh no, everything's okay. But I literally ripped one of the stitches, and then another, like 2 days later, I had to keep taking medication for it because it was so bad. I could not go without it. So as soon as like the 3-4 hour weared off, like I had to take it again. Like I'd ask for it. Like I had to ask for it.
So there's a point where they refused it as well.
Yeah, because it was too early to take again. I was like dying, I was crying and stuff. It was like 2 days later, another nurse came in and I asked her, like, can you check? The pain was still really bad. And then she checked. She was like, yeah, one of your stitches is ripped. I was like, wow. So I did rip a stitch when I thought I did. Like, the other nurse told me you did. Like I didn't. I was just like, wow, like, you know, that could have got infected if, like, you know. But luckily I was looking after it very well, because the other nurse, she was like, nah, it's okay, just make sure you wash. She kept telling me, like, yeah, like, do you know how to wash? I'm just like, listen, we're Asian, we wash like, oh, okay, I shouldn't say that, but like, yeah, don't worry, I'm looking after myself very well. I am washing very well. We do it every day, even when there's nothing going on, you know.
That's a bit detailed.
But she kept saying that to me every time I said to her anything, like anytime, like I'd mention anything down there, she would keep saying to me, yeah, just wash, like, yeah, I know, we do it anyway. Guys, if you think that there's something wrong with you or something's happened and you have a gut feeling, push your way through. That's one thing I know. Like I always hear women say this, like, when you know something's wrong, you have to sometimes push it, because some doctors, they genuinely don't want to like look into it. They want to brush it off as like, oh yeah, don't worry, you'll be better. Oh, like, oh yeah, it's just this. It's annoying because it's not just that. Sometimes it's deeper. So when you feel like something's wrong, make sure you push through to just get it sorted.
Maybe it could be because they have to do some extra paperwork. I don't know.
Probably, it could be for any reason, honestly. Some genuinely don't have time, some aren't bothered. But when it's down to you, you need to like push and do whatever you need to do to like get it sorted. And don't ignore it. Honestly, it could lead to such like worse things.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say. Trust your gut instinct.
One more thing is, I heard a lot of people say that you get really bad contractions from the first time you breastfeed, because it helps you contract your stomach inside. Oh, you wasn't there, you walked in right at the end. But basically, there's this once I was breastfeeding, I think it's like day 3 or day 2, no, it was like day 2, I think. Yes, I was breastfeeding, and then oh my god, the contractions, it was so bad. I was dying. I thought I was gonna pass out and die. And I called the nurse. You could press the little button thingy, so I was like calling them, and like I was like, what do I do? It's hurting so much. I can't like breathe through this. Like it's hurting so much. Like when I had the actual contractions, I was breathing through it, and then after, when I had the little drip thing that makes you like think more, I had epidural for that, so I couldn't feel the contractions, but this one I could. But anyway, please be aware of that. Like, use hot water bottle, I think, and walking around a lot helps that apparently. I wasn't expecting it, so it came as a shock to me. I remember Ritz walking in right at the end, like he'd just come back from like my mother-in-law's house with like some food, and he just ate as well. And then like he was like, what happened? Like, do you remember?
Yeah, I think I remember something like that.
Because I was like dying.
A lot of people, they experience these things at home. Yeah. Because after birth, we were there for 8 days. A lot of the things we had to go through in the hospital. In the hospital, it was horrible. With other people there. I wish that I had my own space, but I was like, it was not nice. But yeah, it was not nice seeing our baby boy with still blood stuck on his head, and like he wasn't properly clean. They didn't. You are not allowed to give a bath until you go home. Yeah. So we had to go 8 days without him having a bath, and like it was just so sad seeing that. Yeah. It might not sound like a lot, but in the moment, it was such a bad feeling going through. It's like one after the other, and it was like so stretched out. It wasn't like a day where I wasn't feeling well. It was so much more than that. So you have to like just acknowledge that these things will happen. It can happen. It might not happen, but be ready for it, because when it suddenly happens, you don't know that it's not gonna happen. Like you think that, oh, it's gonna be a breeze, you know. I thought that, yeah. I thought like, this is it. The pregnancy's over. Yeah. This is just the baby we just have to deal with. Yeah. And you'll recover slowly, and we'll be fine. Yeah. But you know, things happen along the way. That's what I genuinely thought. Whatever comes, you just gotta deal with it accordingly, and like just look after yourself. Yeah. And just expect anything, and have family there to look after you. Always have family close by. If you need food, if you need anything, I'm sure they'll be willing to help.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Yeah. Honestly, take the help that you can get.
So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We actually met a few of you guys who said like the pregnancy / other videos really helped. So like, I'm happy we made this video. I hope I hope this video helps a lot of you guys. So thank you guys for watching me this far. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you guys want to comment down below whatever you went through that might help someone else, you can do that. Definitely. So as you know, at the end of every single video, we'll give a comment shout out to our favorite comment from the last video. So this video's comment shout goes out to
Tammy Travels.
Thank you for liking and commenting the last video. If you want a comment shout, leave a nice positive comment down below. I might give you a comment shout in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Leave your video suggestion down below. So any videos you want us to do. Thank you guys for watching. Anything. We'll see you guys next time, and peace.
Girl, I see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you.